That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Hello! Hi, everybody. Welcome to It's a Long Story, a place where
We roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. We are here with our amazing friends, the OGs, the original goblins, the Mongoose Crew. Oh, we don't like them, right? Sorry. The original goobers.
That works too.
There we go.
Gamers.
Goobers.
Gamers.
The Mongoose Crew. Everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say hi.
Hi. Gumdrops.
Welcome. I love that Miranda interrupted me to say gamers and then didn't say hi.
Well.
Welcome. For those that have no idea what this is, hi, we are a D&D live stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Having 5 parties, this many, living, existing, and breathing in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world of Estera. Announcements. So last night, last session we ended up for our normal new moon Tuesday stream, we ended up playing Daggerheart instead, because we have a couple of people who are absent, who one will be out of town, the other is kind of in a different sort of place character-wise, in the Feywild, and all this kind of stuff. So it just kind of made a perfect opportunity to kind of play some Daggerheart, and it went so well. It was super fun. Really had a blast with us having our kind of third time playing through. Ever playing through Daggerheart, it was really cool, and it was live on stream, so you guys should check it out. But also, if you are looking at that and saying, "Man, I wish I have a ton of free time on Tuesdays," well, great. This news is for you. New Moon is looking for a new player. So if you're interested in joining in the not only the Estera family of this world that we all have created over the course of almost 5 years, and joining specifically in the Tuesday New Moon weekly bracket there, now's your chance. We are looking for a 6th player for that, so you can check out more details at startplaying.games/gm/it's a long story. You'll get kind of just the basic sort of detail on that, but you also have a place where you can contact me and talk to me about your history or non-history of playing D&D. We'll usually try to get like a face-to-face chat with players to make sure that it's a good fit. Very interested in getting that 6th player back on, so we can get back on track. And now's the perfect time to do so, because we're going to be playing Daggerheart, I think, for 2 more weeks, looks like. So plenty of time to onboard and switch up people. So so please reach out to me at that. Also, that link was also in the video description below if you're watching on YouTube, so you can just click from there to go to that. And if you've never been to startplaying.games before, you should check it out. It's a really cool place for people who want to get into TTRPGs. Let's see. So there's that. I believe this will be my last week mentioning it, at least for a while. We will be off a week in July, the week from the 12th to the 19th. 3 of us in the Mongoose Crew won't be here. So we'll be off all the games this week, or all games that week, excuse me. But we will be back after the 19th. Just to keep you a heads up about that. Lastly, if you're wanting to support the channel, best way to do so is to like and subscribe where you're watching this, whether that is on YouTube or Twitch. So if you're watching this right now, hey, there's things around the boxes of that that you can click that do help support us very much, and at least gives us an idea of how well we're doing. Also, and I will say this in my personal heart of hearts is just as warming and interesting and fun This is a live stream, so you can always feel free to jump in and say hi, and comment on whatever the situation is. Feel free to let me know as a DM that I made the wrong call. Sure, yeah, you can do that. If you want to rules lawyer me, go for it. You could be right. You probably are right. But yeah, it's a live stream. We love having people jump in and say hi, and I'll try my best to kind of at least give a wave or respond when I can. Lastly, if you are another way to support the channel is also to check out our Instagram and TikTok down below at @itsalongstory_TTRPG. You can see our favorite moments over the past few years of this crazy job that I get to do. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got for announcements. So, before we jump into tonight's session, we need to get a recap of where we left off with the party. So, Lorianne, please take it away.
Nothing much happened. Let's just go.
Okay, cool. All right, you guys want to play some D&D?
Yeah. No, we started last session in Honoria with Wilbur and Milo waiting for Eldryn and Catherine to come back. Rayler's there too, but he's just kind of in the corner. Milo is mad that he didn't have a choice in coming here, and decides to kind of poke around on Catherine's desk while Wilbur thinks back to his time in Honoria and is just kind of worried about how we'll be getting back to the group, because the group is on a ship right now somewhere, and we got to figure that out. While Milo's poking around Catherine's desk, he decides to prick his finger and see if he can open the hidden room that we found and fought a Marid, who we now know is named Ashar. And the stone moves, and he notices it cracking from the weight and that someone had been down there recently. Eldryn and Catherine return, but right before they return, Milo decides to throw a pen down the steps of the chamber because he wants to try and make it seem like something spooky's happening, so we'll go investigate. He's also acting real sassy. So Eldryn kind of calls him out about opening the chamber and saying, dude, you did it, when he was like, it's just opened. I don't know. He concedes, makes a comment about doing whatever Eldryn needs to do while we're here, and Eldryn and Wilbur both defend her decision to teleport them from the ship here. Generous comes and escorts us back to the palace. On the way there, we see an old Triton staring up at the water. Milo stops and asks him what he's looking at, and he says he doesn't know, but it feels strange, and says that the water is strange. So, which just gives more credence to what Catherine said, not last session, but the session before, about the currents changing. So once we get to the palace, we make our way to Zarus's chamber. He's laying in bed. He doesn't look great, so Eldryn goes to check his pulse, and he says, boo. Then we switch over to the ship. Osvir is getting his bearings after being overwhelmed by, I'm assuming it's a champion of the Raven Queen, but whatever, and in her presence, the person who is on the other ship. He awkwardly gets himself out of this whole situation and seems overwhelmed with the conversation and leaves everyone to go to his chambers. That leaves Gwar and Saren and Broomhilda, and Gwar and Saren discuss what to do next, what the Raven Queen could want with Saren, and along with Lucia, they discuss where to go next. And after a lot of back and forth, they land on going to Griften for a day or two, so they're not following the naval ships and not going to Nova Sol, because Nova Sol is Grencelli's territory, and us as the Mongoose Crew don't want to be there. And then let's see. Lucia says that we can get to Griften by nightfall. So Gwar, using Saren's ring, messages Eldryn to tell her what's going on. He doesn't yell, and he also doesn't say best Gwar. He says not the best Gwar. So just so Eldryn knows that he's upset with her. So Eldryn gets the message that they're going to Griften. He also tells her that she needs to bring 30 platinum, and she agrees that she tells them that she's happy they're alive and that they'll meet in Griften once they can get teleported there. It then turns into kind of like a history lesson for Brimhilda, or a puzzle piecing session where Guar and Saren kind of fill in some of the blanks so that Brimhilda is able to piece together that Alyssa, the Rod of Destruction, Tal, and Grencelli are all related and how they're related. Brimhilda also mentions a priestess in Griften and a church that could help, and Saren says Mother Udris, and then also explains our time in Griften briefly, and that as far as the Mongoose Crew knows, she's not there, but that could have changed. We don't know. We also discuss Alyssa a little bit, or they discuss Alyssa a little bit more, and really that we only know that New Moon's protecting her. We don't know where she is. So Brimhilda then messages Ianthe and tells her under no circumstances should Alyssa be brought to Zajar. And there's also some other fun things where Guar finally realizes that Jack has been flirting with him. And then Saren and Brimhilda have a talk about love and relationships. And Brimhilda actually confides in Saren and asks for a book to help her to navigate this whole new chapter of her life. So Saren does leave to go check Cosvir's library for a book on relationships. And then we switch back to Honoria. We're all gathered around Zaris. He does not look good. And Eldryn demands answers about the currents, about Ashar, everything. And Zaris is Zaris and kind of speaks in it's not riddles so much as just not really answering questions. So Zaris says things like, we're on the brink, but Eldrin's like, the brink of what? And he doesn't answer that. Or she asks when she can meet Ashar, and he goes, oh yeah, it's a good idea, you should meet him. And she's like, are you kidding me? You told me 4 days ago I should meet him. This shouldn't be news to you. So it's fun. And then it's really sweet. Zaris and Wilbur have a moment. He asks if they've met before, and Wilbur tells him that they have met before, and explains a little bit about the time that he was in the past, about 150 years ago. And Zaris asks him what he was like and what kind of person he was, and if he was useful. And Wilbur says some very sweet things to him, and that it was thanks to him that he was able to get back to the present. Eldryn finds out that her father doesn't know what's going on with Zaris or the currents, and she is very upset about that. She says it's very foolish. There seems to be no plan in place beyond her 10-year-old brother Navos taking over for Zaris, which is not ideal and a very, very, very bad succession plan. Eldryn then goes into Eldryn mode and tells Zaris that she needs him to live, and then tells him that he has to live. She orders it. So Milo kind of cuts and then tells Eldryn that it's not up to her, and then he tells Zaris that he's brought him nothing but joy. And then Wilbur offers to let Zaris pet him, and let's see. Oh, we also learned that Zaris is an author, and Raylor has been following him in his work for a very long time and is a big fan of his and has read all of them. And he calls him the Zaris, which is just complete news to Eldryn. And then Zaris. So Eldryn tries to go to get her father and her younger brother so that they can understand what's going on and figure things out with her. But Noros kind of steps in front of her and tells her that he'll go do it, so that she just needs to stay, because I think Noros recognizes what's about to happen, even if Eldryn won't admit it. So Noros leaves to go get those two. And then Zaris asks Milo to pass him a book. There's an amulet in it that's similar to the one that we gave to Adim. And Zaris uses the amulet to summon Ashar, and a very different looking Ashar appears in front of us, and he looks like Adim. And then my note is, he's a zaddy now. Back on the ship, Guar and Brimhilda are together when Brimhilda gets a message back from Ianthe. Ianthe asks if she has any suggestions for where they should go, which leads to Guar and Brimhilda discussing what we're going to do next, how we can help with Alyssa. They kind of discuss what Eldryn and Grian already talked about Alyssa possibly meeting us in Maple Leafs or outside of Maple Leafs and trying to figure out a way to remove the rod. Brimhilda doesn't really know how to do that, because she said we have to understand the ramifications of having a vengeful god locked away for thousands of years and that being trapped in a child. So that's fun. Brimhilda also has a lot of knowledge about the rods and Zajar and what the text says about that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where Gwar and Brimhilda are left. And then Joe chooses violence and emotional warfare by having Venesepa appear in Cosfear's room. He tells Saren that the Raven Queen has her sights on her, and he is not happy about it. Long story short, they make a new deal. Saren will kill the Raven Queen, and she'll be released from her contract. If she doesn't, though, she'll have to give 2 souls a day instead to Venesepa. Saren gets them to agree to pause their current agreement, which is really good for us. And there's kind of more of a, you're not going to go find her, she's going to find you, because she's curious and will want to meet you, and that's your chance. So Saren also catches him in kind of a lie and makes him show her the contract in common before signing, and realizes that he had a whole different contract and was going to make her sign something that wasn't good. And then all that creepy stuff happens, and when he disappears, Cosfear is sitting there and heard it all and is like, what the fuck? And that's it.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Lorianne, as always. Anything
Welcome.
else to add, friends?
Sounded great to me.
Thanks.
Hey.
Thanks, friends.
Thank you.
I don't know if we really highlighted exactly how hot Ashar is now.
Yeah, he's a zaddy.
But he's pretty hot. He was pretty
Pretty hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why he has so many children all over the place if he looks like that and not like a Marid.
Yeah, dude.
And also, like, as a genie, that kind of adds a point or two.
Mm-hmm.
Genie in a bottle.
That'll take you from like a 7 to a 9 real quick.
Real quick.
Hey, get the smash sign. Get it ready.
Everybody just get the smash sign. It's what we've become now.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. You guys want to play some D&D?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yay.
Let's do the D&D.
Yeah, let's pretend about things.
Let's pretend about.
Let's try and get away from our own emotional trauma and RP other people's emotional trauma.
Let's roll dice, tell stories, and make magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's roll magic, tell dice, and
create stories.
Create stories. Oh, dang it, that one works.
And do things.
Yeah. And do things. All right. Also, apologies. The music stuff, I have to reset some of them. So let me know if you guys aren't hearing stuff, which you're not hearing right now. But you will. I'm having to reset pretty much all of these, which is very annoying. Steam Deck. Excuse me, Stream Deck. You know what I meant. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, Eldryn, you are seeing after this shining sort of glowing light coming from an amulet in the book that Milo has brought to a bedridden Zaris. We see Ashar Anas, a being that looks very different since you've seen him last, but is undoubtedly him based on the resemblance of a figure that you know is his son, Adib. As mentioned, one of many, but still. As the figure is there, you see him turning from you and leaning to speak with Zaris for a little bit. I'll say in this moment, the context between them is a lot of it is built around the idea of just saying. Of just like basically having this moment of recognizing it being time.
Okay. If I can see his lips move, I know what he's saying.
Well, he's turned away from you, so you would have to...
I'll position myself so I can see it.
There is a mirror.
It's not working like a mirror right now, I'll tell you that. Eldryn, if you want to put yourself into frame.
Oh, I do.
Okay, great.
This is
cool.
my
Awesome.
kingdom, bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's not a nat 1. He sees you. It's Princess, moment alone with my friend.
As long as I'm promised answers after this, because I'm very, very, very tired of not having any.
He just stares at you.
I stare back.
You hear Zara's kind of break and just... All right, well, dying man down here. Just kind of gives you a nod, gives you the Curtis nod.
I'll turn away.
Conversation somewhat continues, and you can hear it is a conversation that Eldryn, you are in some regard, I think Milo, you with your just general sort of insight, you're able to kind of tell this is a conversation between two lifelong friends. And kind of supporting sort of a realm of things you could kind of tell were probably inside jokes and stuff like that, as Ashar is just about to be lifting Zaris off of the bed. He turns to you, both of you, and Raylor. Raylor's here too.
And Wilbur.
And sorry, yes, and Wilbur. Jeez.
Wilbur's on Zaris's lap, just being pet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh man, am I getting lifted up too?
No, you're not. No, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Wilbur having strange sensations around
maybe you're.
Man, I wish I was being lifted up. That's weird.
You jumped down when they started having their private conversation.
Yeah.
Zaris holds onto your fur, goes, whoa, 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 you're not going anywhere.
You promised me. So anyways, kind of lifts Zaris to his feet, and you see he's still kind of holding on to him, but he kind of Ashar turns towards both of you, or to all of you. Apologies. Where I am bringing Zaris, I don't know if you're ready for yet.
It has to be now, Zaris? Can you not wait 10 minutes so that the boy you've been mentoring for the past year can say goodbye? Or is another man going to just disappear from his life?
Wilbur, Milo, anything on that?
I think Milo's gonna quietly do the same move and put his hand on Eldryn's forearm, of I don't know if there's that much agency here.
I think that there is. I think that he can wait 10 minutes. You're leaving us high and dry. You're leaving us with no contingency. You haven't even told the council anything.
Eldryn, let the man have whatever choices he has left.
Also in Milo's gonna look at Ashar. 5 minutes? I don't think he's gonna care about you being disappointed in him in this moment.
I take my journal out and I'm gonna draw that symbol and hold the piece of paper up. and hand it to him. And I say, well, I promise, so here you go.
You see Zaris takes it. I will miss you.
I will miss you too, although I'm very angry with you right now.
Milo is actively sobbing.
I can't believe that you're leaving me here to explain to Navos. You're a coward.
Eldryn, I don't think that's fair. This probably isn't easy for him. That conversation probably wouldn't be easy for him.
It's fine. I am accepting responsibility and not accepting. That's your job now.
Yes, I have to pick up the slack for everything now, don't I?
No. You don't.
Milo, still crying, like, walks over and hugs Zaris. And he says, you did so well for this kingdom, and I'm really proud of you. Can I have your things?
Oh, there it is. Well, there are definitely. I don't care. Sure.
But I'm still proud of you.
Thank you. Milo, right?
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
You see, there's a little kind of wry smile with that. I think, Milo, even you get like he's just being him. And in this moment, you see the mirror itself, which has been in a sort of like strange sort of state where it's not actually reflecting anything. It's like giving this sort of like almost like liquid-like sort of metallic substance that is not even reflecting shapes that are moving around through it, or moving around in front of it. And you see in this moment it starts to glow, a very deep, or sorry, not a deep, very bright blue, almost like a whitish blue. As Zaris kind of stands holding on to Ashar's hand and trying to keep as much of his movement or as much strength as he has left to be able to move forward into this place of beyond. He stops for a moment. You can see his face kind of reflected in the shining light as you see there is some sort of mountainous, sort of like spire-like regions here. And actually, I'll have Eldryn and Milo go ahead and give me a perception check.
Nat 20 for 29.
Okay.
Less.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think in this state of trying to make sense of something that is truly unable to have sense being made of it, you see this sort of strange formation of spire-like, kind of like broken. They almost kind of look like large sort of eggshell-like pieces. They stand massively tall like mountains, but there's a strange sort of like fragility to the area surrounding them, looking like it is broken pieces of like what looks to be like a ginormous egg.
And it reminds me of what I saw, right, in my vision, my legend lore.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see in the center there is this strange floating object. Hard to tell how big it is based on the distance that you're at, but weirdly around it, you see it actually changing shape before your eyes as the scene around, or changing texture, I guess I should say, as you see the scene around starting to kind of like almost quickly fade into from a sort of day-like look to an evening like setting, and you see the object itself goes from this same sort of whitish blue to a deep molten orange, red, and black in the center, and it looks like this.
As he's walking, Eldryn says, "Wait," and she'll go up to Zaris.
Okay.
I don't forgive you for leaving this mess for me to clean up, and I'm very angry with you, but thank you for everything you've done for me over the years.
Been an honor, Princess. Truly.
Goodbye, Zaris.
Goodbye.
And then I turn to Ashar and I say, "Are you coming back because I was promised answers by him?"
In a favor to an old friend, I will come back, but I pay no allegiance.
I don't need your allegiance. I just need to understand what's going on in this world.
Of that, I can try my best. And he kind of like motions for you to kind of step aside as they walk forward.
Yeah, I'll step aside.
Zaris takes one look back at everyone. I feel like one of you at one point in time told me this meant goodbye, or I love you, or something.
So Clark told tomorrow.
Yeah, well, there you go. And they both walk through. And you see the mirror fade into being just a mirror. And Eldryn, Milo, Wilbur, and Raylor only see their reflection.
Eldryn looks angry, which you all see reflected back.
Wilbur will walk over and just casually hold Eldryn's hand. Just keep staring at the mirror.
There's so many better ways that he could have gone about this.
Wasn't your choice.
I bet he probably thought he'd have a different farewell crew. glad I was here. I mean, that was beautiful. As Milo's saying this, he's currently looking through Zaris' stuff.
Okay. Jim, having a little trouble hearing you. If you can do anything to up the volume on your side.
I say, Milo, while you rummage through his things, look for anything with notes, or his books for that matter. Apparently, and I look at Raylor, apparently he's a famous author.
Are you serious?
I'm completely serious. I did not know that anyone outside of Honoria knew who he was.
Oh, yes. His knowledge on magic, specifically anything involving around conjuration, is unmatched.
Cool.
You see there's that look of bewilderment kind of just falls into a space of quiet complacency that I think, Eldryn, you find probably just as enraging.
I roll my eyes at him and wait patiently by the door for Noros to come back with my father and my brother.
Yeah. Milo, feel free to roll me an investigation check.
That's a +0 for a 20. That was a nat 20.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that was a nat 20.
Cool. All right. I will, that is enough to know that I need to explain to you what you find later.
Nice.
Cool. After about a minute or so, of which I would say you hear Milo kind of doing this, like, Huh?
Eldryn will say,
and Raylor being like, what?
Eldryn will say without turning on, don't light anything on fire again, please.
It was, yeah, you're right. That was a big ass fire. How did I catch? Yeah, it was a big fire. You're right.
Shouldn't we be making sure that we save a lot of stuff for Navos?
I mean, sure.
He'll be here soon.
He won't know how to use it. He won't know what it is. It's fine.
Milo, he was being trained to be his replacement.
Okay, I'm not gonna take everything good. Zaris gave me his blessing.
Yep. If there's any important historical documents, please do not take them.
Unless it's an original manuscript of one of his books, in which case...
Knowing him, there's some sort of code in there that tells us exactly what we need to do for the wards around the around Honoria, so they're going to have to be studied by all of the scholars here.
Yeah. Is there any visible change with the looking out the window, like with the castle? Because did he control
no, it wouldn't happen right away.
The lighting effects and stuff? No. Okay.
No. His stuff was more the secure stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna. That all sounds incredibly dull. I don't know if I want to keep that.
Okay.
But if he has a sick sword with a name,
I promise you won't find any weapons here.
Yeah.
I think
Jamie
Milo rolling that nat 20 is going to be the funniest thing ever, because most things that Milo's going to find, Milo's not going to be able to use.
Yeah.
Eldryn also
Jamie
says,
assumes this, but Milo is like, I don't know. He's a crazy magic guy. He might have some ancient sword with an awesome name.
Yeah.
Eldryn says, don't keep it all to yourself either. Please, if you see something that is important, tell us.
Am I ever selfish?
Not selfish, you just don't think things are important a lot and you don't tell us.
Okay, yeah, you're fair. You're right. Okay, I will.
I look at Raylor and I say, help him catalog whatever it is he finds, please.
Truly with pleasure. Yes.
Okay.
Milo, as you're searching through some things, you find something that you find something that draws you in a way that would only really be like Milo, because it seems so specific. You find a letter in one of the books that seems to kind of like fall out, that you're able to kind of catch it with your monk sort of like responses. And you see it is in a very old envelope, and it's just titled, literally in Primordial, which you'd be able to read.
I can't read it. I can speak it.
You can speak it.
And I can understand it spoken, but I...
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Then you see a letter, with some writing.
Raylor, on the other hand, can read all writing. He has eyes of the Runekeeper.
That's right. He does have eyes of the Runekeeper. Yeah.
Milo just tosses it aside, thinking it's not important.
Hey, Raylor. What do your half elf eyes see?
I will say, Milo, this is definitely like the feeling of this is not something that you're like, I'm going to announce this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I know Milo well enough that like this is not a like, hey everybody.
He just tosses it aside.
Yeah.
But I told Raylor to catalog everything that man touches.
Milo will like quietly ask Raylor what it says on the front.
Okay, how do you do that?
So Eldryn and I'm assuming Norris and Wilbur, would you be by the door with Eldryn?
Yeah, he's by the door with me, I would think, right? And we're waiting for Norris. He hasn't come back yet with my father.
Bless you. Okay, it's not a huge room, but yeah, I think Milo would like just go to the other corner and say, hey, Raylor, come look at this, and can you this fell out of a book, and it seems interesting. He didn't seem to be the most sentimental person. Can you tell me what it says here?
Okay, so you say all of that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Eldryn, roll me a perception check.
I have a passive perception of 24.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a 25.
Okay. Yeah.
No, 23.
You definitely hear this conversation. So as this is going on, you see Raylor, to the ones who chose to watch. much.
Eldryn turns around. Give me that.
I'd say it's in Milo's hands.
Oh, okay. But okay, but I wanna. Can we just read it?
Yes, just give it to me. You can't read it. I can.
Well, he can read it.
Give it to me, please.
You're gonna keep it.
There's a knock on the door.
I sigh. And I
Milo
say, fine.
takes it back.
Raylor, just take care of it. I open the door.
Yeah, as you open the door, I think behind Eldryn is Raylor and Milo kind of giving each other a look like, okay, cool. And then like just turns around to read this.
Before I open the door, I say, I need to read it after though. And then I go over to
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay. You see Norris. And you can hear there's presence behind him too of other people.
I take Norris's hand and
I like the door is like here.
Oh, okay. I open the door fully so that they can all come in.
Okay. Yeah. You see your mother, your father,
Oh, my mother.
your brother, and your sister as well.
Come in. We have a lot to discuss.
I would say in general, there is a Milo, roll me an insight check. I'm gonna say it's DC 20.
For insight. It was a 15.
Okay. All right. You're focused on this letter. As you come in, I'll say you're not really, especially being a halfling, you're not really aware of how crowded everything has kind of become now. One, Corvus is huge. Two, this room is just not fit for this amount of people. But as you guys are all kind of like filing, as everyone's kind of filing in, Eldryn, I'll say Eldryn, you roll an insight check. I'll say you have advantage, actually, considering this being your family.
27.
27, yeah. There is an insane amount of emotional weight in this room. And I would say for Eldryn, give me a... I think just from what I know about Eldryn, I'll say give me a wisdom saving throw. Call it DC 18.
Okay, let me just open my... What is my saving throw? D&D Beyond. Okay. Wisdom. That would be a 25.
Okay. Cool. I think in that case, I'll kind of like allow you to sort of decide and take the lead on what it is stifling in here, but it is not. Yeah. You can power through it.
I think I see Navos and Anrin and realize this probably isn't the right atmosphere to have this conversation. So I say, actually, let's go somewhere where there's more room and we can talk. I had hoped. Never mind.
You see Navos just kind of interrupt you. Is he gone?
Yes.
He told me not to really tell tell anybody.
Did you get to say goodbye to him?
Yeah.
Well, then I called him a coward for no reason. I smile at him.
He didn't say yeah, he went at that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then I don't say that because he didn't say yeah. I look at my parents because they have no idea what's going on, right?
Yes. You see Eldryn is sharing 100. I don't know if this makes it worse for Eldryn, but Eldryn is sharing your look of confusion, resentment, all based around the like concept of like responsibility. And you see your dad, thank you, just seeming conflicted between the two.
Okay, let's go talk. I turn to Milo and I say, Milo, if Fishar comes back, please let me know. I hand him my bracelet.
You got it.
Thank you.
Okay. You see your dad kind of give you a look at that name, but coincide with the movement of traffic here.
Yeah. So I think we probably go off to like a conference room is not the right word for this, but we go off to a conference room, a breakout room. No, we go to maybe my father's office. I don't know, somewhere private.
Okay. Yeah.
And I look at Wilbur. I say, you can stay with Milo or come with me. It's up to you.
I'll stay with Milo. I'll try to keep him under control.
Milo's gonna turn to Eldryn's brother and, hey man, you want to come look through some of the stuff with us?
I think all of the children, including Eldryn, look at Eldryn. If that's okay.
That's a good question, yeah. Eldryn gives the slightest of nods at that. And Navel says, oh, okay. Anrin, I think at that too, Anrin says, like, can I stay here too? Just for... Please?
Is she looking at her mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll a separate one for that. That's a nat one. No, it's... There are a lot of things to handle in the absence of the high mage that you should be learning, and I guess it's the time to learn. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I linger behind just like a second with Noros as they're walking ahead of me, and I say, what did you tell them?
To Noros?
Yeah, to Noros. Because he got them. I want to know what he told them.
He would probably just say like that Zaris and Eldryn need you here. That's it. Like he'd be pretty.
Okay, so they have no idea. Okay. So once we get into my father's study, Eldryn will just say, I suppose I'm supposed to just start from the beginning. I don't know why he didn't want you to know, but Zaris is gone. Any questions?
Eldryn just says, No, now is not the time for questions. I will get Generous and the other gods together. We need to make sure that the city is fortified, at least from any sort of physical attack, as all are... I have no idea what our securities are that are down, but that is... Excuse me. And you see Elrond just leaves.
I look at my father and I say, you didn't want the council to know for some reason. Which I told him was very foolish.
How are you doing?
I'm angry. That's how I'm doing. He had over 100 years to prepare for this, and this is how he leaves. Everything he's done for us, it feels like he just sullied it all by leaving us with no contingency plan. He left us with a 10-year-old boy who's not even trained, hasn't even become an adult yet, hasn't even gone on his test of land. I told him he was a coward before he left.
We'll be fine. The reality is the responsibility should have rested on me a long time ago, recognizing that there needs to be a next in line for everyone. Much sooner than the time Navos has had. That is no one's fault but my own.
You seem to recognize the name Ashar.
I recognize every name that has brought harm to my city.
What has he done besides? Is it the earlier the fight that we had with him? Or has he done more?
Weeks ago, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't sure if there was more.
Yeah, in his mind, Ashar has been associated as a Merid who threatened the end of the kingdom.
Well, apparently him and Zaris are very good friends. Apparently he was under the influence of Tal. He promised he would come back so that I can get clarification on things. I don't know.
He's a Merid, yes?
Yes. He looks very different than when we fought him, though.
I would rather that you not speak with this Merid.
Well, is that an order?
No, it's Merid and the Jinn are not considered to be well trusted in our circles. You know that.
Zara seemed to trust him, and I need answers on things that I've seen that are not just impacting Honoria, impacting the entire world. So hopefully that's enough for him to want to get involved, because it will impact him. Even the most cunning and selfish of creatures want to survive, correct?
It doesn't always apply to the Jinn. They often find ways to slip through the cracks of many a fallen kingdom. You could clearly see your dad not a fan of Jinn.
Yeah. Okay, well, what's next? I know I'm not part of the council. I'm not asking to be part of it, but is there an emergency meeting that needs to happen? Is there anything I can do?
Yes, you can. You can represent your mother in the emergency council meeting that we're about to have.
Oh. I meant like, is there anything I can do to help in this immediate? Sure, yeah, let's do that.
Yes, Princess, I need you to take up some of your duties in this. Eldryn, dearest, I apologize. I'm not entirely sure why your mother requested you to, and like you see him kind of like look at you, like he kind of softens a little bit towards Eldryn, and like kind of like looks at you like, help.
I turn to Eldryn and I say, Mother was in shock and wanted to have some sort of control, so decided to make you come here. You know how she is.
Why'd you call him a coward?
Because he didn't say goodbye to Navos. And Navos deserves better than that. He's already lost too much, we all have. And he had the audacity to not even care.
But you left.
I had to. I'm on my test of land. Everyone does that. You know that.
I want to say roll me a deception check. Because that's true, but it's also more than that.
11.
Okay. Sure.
I didn't just leave forever.
Permission to leave, Father. No.
I think, I just want to say, because Norris is in here, I think he sees how emotionally constipated the three of us, like,
yeah.
Because it is just now awkward of Eldryn and me not saying anything, and Corvus being like, oh god, how do I fix this?
I'm gonna roll. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you see Norris. Oh my god, someone please just say something. Look, you're mad. We're all mad. Maybe we take a second and just, kind of. My liege, it makes sense that
staring at him.
Yeah, you see this Norris, my liege. It makes sense for your youngest, second youngest, to leave, and you see like Corvus definitely said no because he wasn't sure if Eldryn was done with the conversation or not. So.
I have nothing more to say to you, Eldryn. If you don't want to listen to me, then fine, leave.
Great.
Looks
at Father. I think you also look at Corvus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, Eldryn, you can leave. Eldryn, if you need to leave, I don't care. Fine. Yes, go.
You told me you needed me, and what am I supposed to do now? Do you want me to leave? Do you want me to storm off like Eldryn?
I want you to. Should give me a minute. Okay. And you see him kind of go over to his desk.
I turn to Noros.
As you turn to Noros, like, you're surprised you didn't know Eldryn could move that fast. As you just hear the door close.
I roll my eyes. I meant what I said. I do not regret calling him a coward. I don't care if he was dying.
Okay. All right.
I am not the same as him. I don't know why she would think that.
Okay. But you seem to think everybody deserves to know that you called him a coward.
Because he was. Who does that? Who leaves like that?
I don't think it's as... Let's give the king some space. And that kind of goes to walk out.
I turn around before I leave and I say, I guess just summon me when it's time.
You see, he doesn't even lift his head up. He's just kind of like looking down, like writing stuff, and just kind of...
Okay. I follow Norris.
Okay. We will pause you there. All right, Milo, you see the book, you see the letter, and you hear in Rayler's voice, wow, this is, this is a lot,
Like, state secrets a lot, or?
No. How many, high-minded letters have you read before? High-minded, Zaris was is a very, smart man. And just, there's a lot to read between the lines here on this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be all right.
All right. And he starts to read. You will not find this through summons. You'll find it only if you are already looking, which is to say you are already uncertain. I do not know your tenets. I've only heard the consequences of your restraint. You move like quiet mathematics, tracing convergent lines, weighing pattern against pattern until only stillness remains. And yet I wonder, if you stand at the seam long enough, does the thread begin to seem sacred? If you refuse every door, does the frame itself become holy? I have watched a world crack, not with fury, but with repetition. Cracks become seams, seams become symbols. And all the while, you catalog. You have made of silence a citadel, but silence is not wisdom. It is a position. One that grows heavier the longer it is unexamined. I write not to provoke nor to plead, but because I believe you still know the difference between observation and omission, and I believe that distinction is nearing collapse. There is a hum in these waters. They do not request your involvement, but they register you, as all instruments do when brought too near their makers. The sight you do not name presses at the fold. Not as a crisis, but as a question. What happens when the observer stands inside the field? If you are who others believe you to be, you will not answer. But if you are more than that, if you remain curious rather than correct, then perhaps this letter is not a warning. Perhaps it is an invitation. I go where stillness no longer holds. I go where the sky was once water, and memory grows teeth. I go without certainty. Only presence. Let that be enough. Zaris Anas. One who never watched, but remembered. I'm going to pause you there. Travel on the seas is rough. The movement of the ocean near the sort of portside peninsulas of lands, the small sort of ports that are around, become rockier. You can see the small docks that are here. Small, like kind of like fishing docks along the sides of the land that you're able to see kind of off in the distance. Because you can hear kind of the like heavy sort of creaking as rough waves are moving along. As you guys are just passing, you can see the sort of large extended docks of Nova Sol. Guar, Saren, where do we find you as we have come to evening?
Oh, we're going to Griften.
We are.
You are.
Oh, okay.
Passing
Past
Nova Sol
Nova
on the way to
Sol.
Griften.
Oh, okay.
You're not here.
I'm not here.
Yeah. Beat it, Eldryn.
Bye.
You already ditched us once.
Can we pick back up for Saren, right where Cosvere asked her?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, I think in
Good
this
call.
moment, I would
What
say
she's
like the idea of the like the move of the oceans probably has not been really categorized in this. So I would say like, or sorry, it hasn't been clearly stated. So I would say that in this moment, this could have happened kind of like even a little bit. Well, no, this would have. Yeah. We'll come back to. We'll kind of cut back to that scene here. So it'd be. This is what's happening around you during that scene, actually. What did you do?
I, like you see a tear fall down Saren's cheek. I don't know what other choice I have. I can't show him any weakness, and this is better than bringing him innocent souls every day. I don't know. I'm tired of fighting the battles of gods, but if this is what it takes to get rid of this curse, then so be it. And she's gonna sit next to Cosvere and just kind of put her head on his shoulder. I want to explain everything to at least you, Jack, and Lucia as soon as I can.
You see, I'm gonna say roll me a d20 and add your charisma modifier.
-1. That is a 7.
Cool. Yeah. You like as you go to like kind of like lean on his shoulder, he gets up and turns and kind of like stands up and faces you. He's not accepting that as an answer. What does What has happened?
Before any of that, are you okay? Was he using you?
Sir,
I made a deal to save myself and Wilbur. I almost got possessed. My friends gave me a potion that was supposed to fix it. I died, and I ended up in that thing's presence, and it was the only way I could come back.
you know what that is.
I think. I've seen, frankly, too much. More than I wish I would have.
Roll me an insight check.
22.
There is a very, very small, strange bracket in the realm of what Cosvere is as a cleric and someone who studies necromancy and someone who is, as defined, lawful good. It is a very, very razor-thin line of a following lines that you do not cross on things that you are exploring that is leading up to that line. It makes that line so much more important. And Saren, you can see in this moment in Cosvere's eyes, you crossed it. I think you should do Lucia and Jack know.
Maybe a few passing things, but not everything. They need to.
Yes, I believe the captains of the ship should know.
I'm sorry for what it's worth. I don't like what I've been doing. I've been looking for a way out, and this isn't ideal, but I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I'm sure this hell wasn't planning on making it worse.
You see him kind of like looking kind of around him, and I'm going to roll an Arcana check for him. Okay, yeah. You see him kind of like, he wants to say something, but he's not entirely sure who he's talking to. So you look him like kind of, you look at him kind of like sort of like kind of like studying the walls, looking at something that you don't really see. This is not a safe place to have this discussion. Saren, I'm sorry this has happened to you, but I need You have made decisions that have put us on opposite ends. And I love you. But at this moment, I do not know if I can trust you. I'm sorry.
I love you too, and I understand. I don't know what he can hear and when. I don't know when he's watching and listening. I'll do everything I can to fix this. I promise you that.
Okay. I have some work to do. As he points to some papers on his desk.
Maybe once Broomhilda makes Marvin again, maybe that would bring us some peace of mind to talk about everything. She has protections up. I'm not sure if it's enough. I don't know if there'd be a way to promise that, but maybe.
What did you get on your insight check?
22. Yeah, 22.
Okay. Roll again.
Nat 20
Okay.
for a
Cool.
32.
Even more. Cool. Great. I was gonna say if it was another roll that was like honestly only like 15 or lower maybe. You see him kind of nod and like doesn't really respond in this, and you gather there's a point of washing over that pushes this moment of recognizing. I think Saren, you haven't really talked to anyone about this. Like focusing on like the idea of like the extreme sort of sacrifice of these things that you're having to do, how it weighs on you. And unfortunately, the person that would be able to sort of understand the most in this moment, that any sort of way, if there was any sort of way to be able to convince him that there was a safe place to talk, would not be enough, because it's you he doesn't trust right now. That's about as honest as I can twist that knife.
Yep. She's just gonna see him looking at his desk, and she nods and goes to walk out, heading towards Lucia and Jack.
All right. Quar, roll me a perception check.
Yes, sir. That is a 15.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's enough. Unless Saren is trying to be stealthy in her movement, you see Saren pass by.
Hi, Saren. Saren? Are you okay? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
Surprisingly accurate, actually.
Whoa, really? Is this ship haunted?
No.
What's in that one? You see, let's see, Castian, Jack, and we'll say Veldani, all turn at that moment. You hear it's quite like all of a sudden any sort of sound of like talk and movement there is all of a sudden just shut off as all eyes are on you two now.
Record scratch.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, hey. Is your ship haunted?
So Guar doubles down. Okay, cool. Brumhilda kind of grabs your hand and says, Pirates. Pirates.
Ghost pirates.
I hate you right now. It's fine. It's fine. He's just a little drunk.
I definitely am. And I hold up my like giant mug of mead. I definitely am. So
Brumhilda's gonna roll her persuasion check. That's a 3 minus whatever she has in persuasion.
Can I give her the help action?
Sure. Yeah. You give her advantage.
I give her the help action.
I swear to God, that's a 2.
I helped and made it worse.
That's incredible. 4, a 3, and a 2.
You gave a hurt action, not a help action.
Yeah. We'll stick with the advantage, which was 3. As you see, I'll say you see Veldani kind of come up and just go, okay, what happened? Why do you assume the ship is haunted? And I need you to be very specific with me right now.
So I don't have any proof of that.
Proof. You're talking to pirates. You don't need proof. You just need to tell me what you saw. What was it?
Oh, I didn't see anything.
Was it a poltergeist? Was it what level was it? Was it an orb? It was either full on ghost or poltergeist or next was there a banshee? Did it look like a specific thing? Which part is we in? Hey, Castian, can you pull up that book that we got on the Legends of the yes, that one. Yes, go. And like takes out a book and like starts to kind of like flip through the pages. Okay, where are we? We're on the coast.
I'm very excitedly looking at the pages because I did not know there were levels of ghosts, so I'm stoked. There's levels of ghosts?
Brumhilda, 2 hands on face.
Saren is, pun intended, staring daggers at Guar right now.
Yeah.
Does
yeah,
Brumhilda choose this time to go invisible?
Or quietly ask
Good
for her
question.
book from Saren. Where's my
yeah, she does. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think because that'll make matters worse, right? Saren has even less people to talk to. Yep. Yeah.
Right, so
Brumhilda disappears.
And also, there's actively an invisible being on the boat now.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Cassius. He's like, they took the blonde woman. They took. All right. All right. All hands on deck. And you see there is emergency breakout that starts to happen as Lucia comes out of the captain's cabin. And says, What is happening? Guys, guys, what?
So, I
What is going on? You hear just Cassie just yell out, "Ghosts!" Guar, you hear a voice in your ear. I'm gonna kill you. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you.
I can explain.
Do you see what you're doing? Do you see what you did?
I can explain.
Guar told them there's no ghosts.
Saren walked past me and I said, "It looks like you've seen a ghost." And then I said, "Wait, is this ship haunted?" And that's it. And then you all just kind of went crazy. So I think it was just a misunderstanding. But you guys are really fast. You all really, really fast.
Guar, roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion's plus 10. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a good thing with plus 10. That's a 15.
Okay, cool. The highest any of them, I rolled 4 d20s. The highest roll was a 12. So, what
got a
meets
5.
what meets you instead, Guar, is an immense amount of fuck you eyes.
I don't know why you all reacted the way I just said that it looked like Saren saw a ghost. And you all just jumped to. I didn't know that was a thing. Is that like a pirate thing? You all have emergency ghost protocol.
Sarah, do you see Castian, who has never seemed to ever really get upset with anybody, slams his book shut and walks off.
Guar's just like his shoulders slump a little bit, and he's just like, man, everybody really liked me. Kind of like,
yeah.
I'm
sorry, guys.
Castian's horrible.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm wearing
pirate
a
clothes.
full turquoise
pirate
outfit. Yes.
Guar, could you meet me in my office, please?
Yes, Captain. Aye, Captain. I just shuffle off to the cabin.
You see Zenfira, who's kind of like climbing down and look, gives you a look of like, don't. Aye, like, don't even try. And you walk. I assume, Saren, you joined, like you were trying to get to Lucia's office.
Is Valdani still like standing in their little bubble?
For sure.
I
kind of like, I would say as Guar walks by, like the look of like anger now goes like kind of like comes to you, and just I'm gonna roll for her to be able to kind of read your face. Mm-hmm. Nope. I'm rolling like shit tonight, gang. She's just angry.
I say like to Saren as we go by, it's a touchy bunch, isn't it?
You need to handle your man. Okay?
He's an idiot.
Just handle your man.
I'm standing right here.
Guar,
I know.
go to the office.
I'm sorry, my mother's dead. So you don't get to talk to me like that. And then I walk into the office.
I really want Broomhill to just like smack him in the back of the head.
Oh yeah.
My mother's dead
gone.
and my brother killed her. You don't get to talk to me that
way.
That's good. That won't move back into hauntings.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm walking in here because I want to, and I walk in.
Beautiful.
Would Valdani also fit in the captain's quarters if Saren tries to get her to...
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Okay, yeah. Valdani, I don't know what they're talking about, but I have something to tell you guys, and you should hear this too.
Okay. So, and you see, like, she's at a point of, like, I've been rolling so bad. That's a 3. Okay, cool. She's at a point of tears.
Just because I said, is the ship
Yes,
haunted?
yeah. You see, Saren? Okay, for real. You got to stop fucking with me right now. Is there or is there not a ghost on the ship?
There's not a ghost.
Okay.
I promise.
You promise?
Yes, not a ghost. I can.
No. Not a ghost. Is a ghost. Is there a ghost on the ship?
No.
I need you to use your words.
No. There is not a ghost on the ship.
Okay, great.
It's more serious than that.
You see her kind of like turning around.
There's nothing on the ship. There's There's nothing on the ship right now. Anymore. I'm making this a lot
you now
worse.
see Brumet.
Now
You
Brumel's gonna hit you on the back of the head.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what happens. You feel a smack on the back of your head, and you see Beltani see that, and just like, okay, what was that? What was that?
Just somewhere,
What was
you
that?
just hear Gwar going,
Damn it, Broomhilda.
I wish
You see, Brunhilde breaks invisible. I'm sorry, that was me. That was me. She was. Hey, Gwar's right. You guys are a touchy bunch.
that's my girl.
We're gonna. Saren. I just like pushes Saren. I'm gonna roll to see if Veldani joins. Veldani joins after. I'll tell you when she comes in.
This would have
She
been the
needs a
perfect
minute.
time for the three of us to teleport
Fair.
back in, right?
Yeah. Everybody just freaks out. Saren, you walk in in the middle of a conversation where Lucia, and we talked about this, right? We mentioned specifically for. I just need you to say it. That what are you not going to do anymore? Gwar,
What?
you weren't listening to anything I was saying.
Not really. I don't know why I'm in here. I don't know why I'm talking. I don't know why we're talking.
Okay. All right.
I
I'll
said-
try it again now that Saren is here.
What?
I may have made maybe 5 or 6 rules on coming onto the ship, and one of them was that us pirates are very superstitious. So you need to be very careful in things that are revolving around superstitions. I didn't think I needed to be specific. Gwar, up here. Didn't think I needed to be specific on what type. Just in general. So are we on the same page now that we don't make jokes about the undead?
Yes. In fairness, Captain, I was not joking. I thought for a moment that Saren had seen a ghost, but I said she looked like she had seen a ghost. And then all hell broke loose. I did not realize that even just mentioning one would cause such a ruckus, and I do apologize for the inconvenience. By the way, I'm standing at full, at ease position this whole time.
Yeah. Was that all you said?
And then I said, is this ship haunted?
Okay, yep, so there. That's... Do you see the problem there in that? Making a joke.
I mean,
I see where that's, there's a line there, sure. But,
I was not aware that... I didn't even cross my mind to think that, a pirate ship could be haunted, but I guess a pirate ship could be, but... And so I was merely inquiring as to...
Saren, you come in this moment. Okay, all right. Yes, I thought that was common knowledge. There are absolutely haunted pirate ships. I've seen them.
Really? You have? What level of ghosts were they? I'm speaking as quietly as Gwar can.
Yeah.
Because Gwar's fascinated now. Gwar is fascinated that there are different kinds
absolutely.
of ghosts.
There were at least level 2, but I swear I saw some things kind of moving the idea of
What's
a poltergeist.
level 2? Are they visible?
Visual anomalies, but not being able to
Was it so
interact
scary?
with the material world. Yes, it was extremely scary, Gwar. Pirates are very freaked out about this for reasons, because the sea is terrifying.
Yeah.
When your friend came up on board and was like, oh yes, pirates think they control the seas, I was like, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. No one controls the seas.
No.
Let alone us.
No.
Okay, so what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Look, just chill with the ghost stuff, okay?
Is Guar still holding like a tankard of
Probably,
rum or
right?
whatever?
Absolutely.
Saren comes over and grabs it out of your hand and just like chugs it. I have to kill the Raven Queen.
What?
What? You see Veldani had walked. What? And we'll pause there. Actually, I think that's a good time. We'll take our 10-minute break right there. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes. we're back. Milo, you and Raylor are sharing eye contact after Raylor looks up from that letter.
Does Navos do anything?
I think no. Navis is like
Okay.
is off in the corner, just like looking
Okay.
at stuff.
Navos found a butterfly under the ocean and just
Aw.
chasing it.
No, he's looking at stuff, so he probably heard it.
Well, yeah, you weren't kidding. Not that I got lost halfway through. Yeah, what's that?
Okay, it's you didn't. Did you feel like you didn't understand some of it?
Yeah, I feel like that was intentional. There's a lot of like thing behind the thing, but it's also holding the thing. Is that the real thing?
Right, I guess we can table that. Why does the Anas?
What's Ashar's last name?
Why did Zarus? Zarus' last name is Pelagath. What's his last name?
Onagath. That's
Onagath,
Norris's
excuse
last
me.
name.
Yeah, Onagath, excuse me. Zarus' last name is Onagath, not Anas.
Yeah. I mean, unless he was closer to Ashar than we thought, and either they're the Anus brothers or the Anus couple.
First off, Anas.
Oh. What did I say?
Right.
Might be a like dialect thing, like I have an accent sometimes. Yeah, and then he but also one who never watched like
I feel like this
talking about like the
connects to
threads that we were talking about, that you were talking to us about.
I don't know about that. I think this might lead more towards what Eldryn was dealing with.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was. Well, I mean, it mentioned the threads with the magic is what I was leaning on, but yeah, no, well, yeah, with the no, not the orb. That was slightly hotter than this. With her vision. How involved could Zarus have been with that?
Well, I'm not entirely certain. I think that how old is Zarus?
I don't know. Oh, we just did this. We just did this math. At least 200.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Wilbur stayed behind, right? Yeah, Wilbur, because you saw him like 150 years ago, and he was like a full grown up at that point. But very, very different than he is now. So yeah, it was like, yeah, he was like, he's like 200 some years old.
Maybe we should get Eldryn involved in this.
Yeah, you're probably right. Seems like she's got a lot going on, though. I don't know.
Also during this, Milo, roll me an Arcana check, and I'm actually going to ask Lorianne to roll me a D20 for Navos.
I feel like the whole time that Milo is talking to Raylor, he's just distractedly looking to see if there's anything shiny and fun.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Nat 20 for Navos.
That was a nat 20
Holy
for Milo.
shit. Holy shit.
Stop. We want
The second
things,
nat
Joe.
20 that
we want
today.
things from this office.
Okay, weird.
Give me
well,
your
I mean, this
treasures.
is built upon the letter. So there is this strange sort of like moment where you notice like the light in the room has seemed to darken. And Milo, as you turn and look, you see that like Raylor's still kind of like looking down at the letter and doesn't seem to be responding to that at all. But you turn and look and you see Navos sharing eye contact with you and looking out the window. Like, so he like looks at you, notices what you notice, and is looking out the window.
There's no, and I mean, we didn't take any damage. There's no, that symbol's not on this paper or anything. There's no,
there's no symbol on the paper.
Weirdness on the paper. Okay. What's happening in here? Navos, am I?
Okay. All right. Yeah, he warned me about this. Okay. All right. I need you to put. What were you reading? What were you reading?
Just his personal letters. It's not weird.
You see Navos kind of run up, and I would say like he's short enough to where like Raylor is, that he has to kind of like jump up and snatch the paper out of Raylor's hand, whom you now see is completely frozen. And you see him run over and chuck it out the window.
Just for anybody to find? What the hell? We can like burn it or something, right? So Milo's gonna jump out the window and grab it.
You're gonna jump out the window?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
23.
Okay, cool. All right, give me 1 second. As you are about to be struck by lightning underwater.
Sick, let's go. I knew we shouldn't have come down here.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Boy's gonna die.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I should just always know when you ask me to repeat my decision to just have no guts, just have no conviction, and go back on my words.
Listen, in my defense, the kid said, he told me this might happen, and then did something, and you were like, no, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah. I'm in the future, too.
Yeah. Okay. 21.
Does your cool sword
No.
thing give you any lightning resistance?
Fucking no.
20.
Too bad you're not
Doing it.
wearing my robes.
Honestly, how weird would that be for if
It would
Milo
be
just
very-
showed up in your robes?
7.
He's like, look, I needed it. Do monks have evasion?
No, we have like what is it? The deflect missiles.
Mm.
That's kind of the fanciness.
It's good when it takes a minute to do the math.
Yeah. Yeah. Your boys did. I'd say 73.
Yep.
Don't say that word. Don't say that number.
Times
Is that-
5.
And then halved, right?
I'm not done.
Because I'm your best boy.
Uh, 104 points of lightning damage, halved to 52.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
As you full on Benjamin Franklin that shit, and jump out, grab the piece of paper, and immediately get struck by a bolt of this white blue lightning that comes down through the water, hits you, and I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll me a d20.
I don't wanna. It's not fun anymore. God. Eight.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
It's too much reading.
You feel this sort of strange sort of also obviously intense amount of pain. You feel an entire sort of arc of electricity running through you as you are out. Would you say that you're like yeah, I think you're probably like still like your feet are still planted on the castle walls, like grabbing this. You were pretty quick to answer on that. So you feel there is this sort of strange moment where you feel like you're falling after all of this, where you feel like you're falling, but you're not. You feel like kind of like strange sort of sensation in your stomach. Of being like about to be dropped 300 feet, but you're staying there. And I'd like you to give me a nature check.
Just your soul leaving your body, you're fine.
This can't be the same. I had 2 nat 20s and burned all of my fun rolls early. That was a 9 for... It's a nature check?
Yeah.
For a 9. I'm not having fun.
I mean, you can fail rolls. It is possible to fail rolls,
it's
guys.
not fun if we fail. We're
It's
peaceable.
not fun if you fail. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah.
Possible.
Cool.
freaking
Yeah,
like
I
it
think
right now.
with a 9, Milo, you have this sort of like strange sort of like feeling like you're like weirdly able to sort of move through this water easier, and you're not really sure why. Like a movement like this in the water would feel a lot more resistance than you're feeling right now. But also, you took 52 points of lightning, 52 points of lightning damage. So you can go ahead and describe to me what Milo is doing or feeling in this moment.
Yeah, so I think Milo is straight up charred. His beard is straight and out away from his face. He is he looks like every Christopher Lloyd character there's ever been put in one little halfling, just bewildered and terrified and in pain.
I think you see Navos has like kind of like moved out the window and is looking down at you and is like full wide-eyed at what he's seeing.
What did he say would happen, Navos? What did he say would happen?
Why would you grab what I threw out?
Why would you throw it out where anybody else could find it? If this is what could happen, this could have happened to somebody. But it happened to me.
You look down at your hands and you realize the letter's gone. It's not there anymore. Yeah. Burnt up. I didn't think you could or would do that.
Well,
sorry.
I'll be honest, there's a lot of people that have said that sentence to me, but this is the first time it's really, really hurt me.
Take a point of inspiration.
Thanks.
First time you're hearing it from a 10-year-old too.
Yeah, 10-year-old. You hear what's happening? What just happened?
Navos fucked me up.
You're outside. You're outside of the. You see Navos kind of like, it's starting up again. You should get back in here.
Yeah, Milo's just swimming to the window as fast as possible.
No, you're not.
No?
No. You can walk on walls, so.
Okay. He's running up this wall.
Cool. You got
hard.
It. Milo, as you like kind of like take a moment of like, okay, I'm just gonna like. It's weird. I'm not able to. Like you feel no resistance in the water, which would include the body weight you would need to be able to push up.
Mm-hmm.
So thankfully your feet are. That's why I was saying like your feet are on the wall. Thank goodness.
No. What?
So you come inside?
Yeah.
You come inside and you see Raylor is like his hands are like this, but he's like looking around.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in his hands.
Navos, I need you to explain to me what just happened, and then I'm gonna kick your ass. Okay?
Whoa, what? Where's the letter? Is Milo?
Yeah?
Okay, so Zara said there might be a point of like if everything gets really dark after reading something out loud that you should get rid of it immediately and get as far away from it as possible. That's it. That's all he told me.
Okay, now we know.
Now you're gonna kick my ass?
No, I'm not gonna kick your. No, you're cute and your sister is awesome. I don't want to kick your ass.
What does that mean?
Oh, your sister's a badass. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. I guess.
I don't have a thing for your sister. No, that's weird. She's married and also.
You're old and have a beard.
Yeah, and she's like a lot younger than me, doesn't have a beard, and is blue. Which isn't like a weird thing. Like,
wow,
I don't
okay.
Mind,
You see Raylor just go like, okay, we need to table that discussion, but I'm just going to say straight out of the gate, don't start with that.
Yeah, well, from previous experience. It's easy to just throw that card out there.
Yes, that's why I'm warning you. Yeah, don't go there.
This is the
I'm
first
actually,
time-
I'll be honest, I'm a little annoyed that no one else heard that.
First time Navos has ever experienced racism.
Yeah. Yes. I guess I never really noticed before, but you're right. We are blue, and you're not.
Yeah. It doesn't, like, mean anything. It's just a, like,
Oh, but you said
know,
it.
I'm pink and don't have hair on the top of my head, and you are not pink and you have hair on the top of your head. These are these are facts that exist about the world. Some people
seem to be important to bring up in conversation.
Well,
Your railer just go like, Milo, welcome to the club.
There's no club. There's no club.
Oh, because I can't join? Because I'm blue? We'll pause you there.
Milo, I was gonna say Milo's just gonna flick him on the forehead.
Oh, that's good. That'll help. Good. Cool. Meanwhile, Eldryn, where were you?
Norris and I were leaving my father's office and walking back to Zaris's.
Okay, cool. So we'll say just Eldryn, give me an Arcana check.
What's my Arcana? I hate having to look at D&D Beyond on my phone. I miss having 3 screens. Okay.
Definition of first world problems.
Oh, I know. That's a +0 to Arcana, so that's a 9.
Cool. You notice no change.
Yeah, no, Eldryn is freaking out about her second council meeting. She has to represent her mother.
Yeah. And you're going back up the tower to Zaris's office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's saying to Norris, I don't understand what he wants me to do or say. I mean, I don't have a place there yet.
Just act like your mother. You're good at that. I am so sorry. Nope, that's not. I didn't. That's not what I'm. Should we go in? I think we should go in.
Fine. So we walk into Milo.
That bit is way too good not to lean into there.
Like Milo looking horrible?
Yeah, Milo looking full, just... I think there's like still like a little bit of like arcing going from Milo's beard.
Somehow there's smoke rising from the top of his head.
Oh, Eldryn, as soon as she sees that, she is moving faster than you would expect her to in front of Navos, ignores Milo, leans down and like puts his head in like, his face in her hands and says, "What happened? Are you okay? What happened? Did they hurt you?"
No.
And I look back at Milo and I say, "I leave you alone with him for 15 minutes and..."
And he calls the wrath of heaven down upon me.
I didn't call it.
What happened, Navos?
I can't really explain it.
Okay, that's fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, basically there was something that they were reading, and they were supposed to Raylor said like, oh, we should really have Eldryn read this, and said some words about a nos or something, and and then everything went dark like Zara said it would, and I had to think fast, so I grabbed the letter out from Raylor's hands and I chucked it out the window, and Milo said, "Don't do that," and went out and grabbed it and then got struck by lightning, I think.
I
it was definitely lightning.
Turn to Milo, still like kneeling in front of Navos, and I say, "Why would you do that? He threw it out the window."
Also, I've kind of learned some things about myself today.
What? I turn back to him. What's wrong?
I don't know. I'm still
Well,
trying to figure it
besides-
out and work it out.
Are you okay? I know Zaris meant a lot to you.
Yeah, like I said, like I don't know. I hope this isn't news to you, but like adults really don't know like what we hear sometimes.
Yeah.
And so like, or they think that we're really dumb.
Hmm.
So I kind of knew this was happening.
But he didn't explain it to you or sit you down and tell you what was happening or give you the time and place to say goodbye to him, correct? Eldryn looks so mad.
Yeah, you're talking about Zaris?
Yes, correct. Your mentor for the past year.
Why would he do that?
Because you are supposed... Because he was your mentor. You mattered to him, or you're supposed to. I mean,
Yeah.
of course you did. I don't...
But he doesn't do that.
Well, I don't care. You deserve better than that. We've lost too much, Navos.
Okay. Did you know that our skin was blue?
Yes, why? Did Raylor say something to you? I like look back at Raylor.
Yeah. Of course. Yes. No, it had to have been me, right? It had to have been me. Couldn't have been. Also, by the way, I have no idea what this kid is talking about. Just if
This
my opinion
kid
matters.
is the Prince of Honoria.
Of course he is. Of course.
And also,
no one's telling me anything.
This is Navos Enerath, the youngest Enerath child and a prince and future Archmage of Honoria. Maybe you should give him a little respect.
You sure his last name is Enerath?
Excuse me?
That sounds silly out of context. Never mind.
yeah, that's also kind of like. Well, I guess it can't be treason if we're not like.
All right, dude.
That's definitely not. They're clearly royal. You can't really be calling into question bloodlines. That's messed up.
Yeah.
and
I already messed things
definitely,
up
like,
enough by marrying him. I pointed Noros.
sabotage.
I was like, do not be...
messed up.
You see Noros just nodding after what he just said. He was like, "Yep, deserve that one."
Look, just maybe Navos, this isn't the best place for you to be right now until we get some wizards in here to catalog and figure out what's safe and what's not safe.
But a wizard is here cataloging what is safe and what is unsafe.
No, honestly, he was pretty quick on his feet. Given the benefit of hindsight, I probably should have listened to him.
Navos, are you talking about
I
yourself
misunderstood
or about Raylor?
Oh, is he a wizard?
Oh,
You see Raylor just go like,
my sweet brother.
hurts.
You're 10 years old.
Yeah.
You're not a full wizard yet. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this for you, Navos. You
Zara
barely
says
have...
that I am.
Okay, last time I was here, you were having trouble creating a shark. It looked like a monstrosity.
That was like days ago.
Navos, you are nowhere near ready to take up Zaris's mantle.
Why not? It's my job.
You're 10. You're not even...
So what? You're 19?
At least wait till you're fully grown at 15. What are we talking about right now?
Oh
Who
my
are
gosh,
you?
that's 5 years. That's like half my life.
Navos, I don't like this side of you.
Look, hey, listen, just because, you kind of said you're like, you had some sort of problem with Zaris, you're like, you have a thing where you're like taking it out on me. This is my job. I'm gonna be this. This is what I do now. You're in my office. You're all in my office.
I look around at a little bit of a loss.
Yeah.
I think this is the loudest I've ever heard you.
Well, I just saw someone get struck by lightning today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I hate to break this to you, but we're having an emergency council meeting, and if you don't you think you would be invited if you were taking over right now?
You hear just a like horrible, awkward shuffling of feet behind you, with Noros and Raylor. They both kind of look at each other. It's like, oof.
I'm not trying to be hurtful here. But maybe a little wow, you look really sad, and I'm not used to that. Can you just look away from me for a second so I can finish what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Just keep staring, that's fine. Navis, you have like a long time before you're going to take Zaris didn't even start until he was in his 30s.
You said there's a council meeting?
Father is going to summon me when it's time. Yes.
Okay. He walks out.
Oh no.
Nice to meet you, Prince of... All right, he's gone.
I stand up slowly and I turn around and I look really sad and I say, I think I broke him.
Yeah, Milo is currently laying in Zaris's bed. Yeah, you didn't handle that great.
What am I supposed to say? Yes, my sweet 10-year-old brother, you get to take over for the Archmage. That's just ridiculous. He's been in training for a year.
Yeah, I don't know how you could have done it better, but maybe not immediately.
Yeah, that
Tell
definitely
him
wasn't
no.
it.
I turn to Noraps and I say, I was very kind to him. You heard how I spoke. I lowered my voice when I spoke with him. I made sure he was okay. And then he was saying things that were very false. Was I supposed to entertain his delusions?
I think, truthfully speaking, as an only child here, I think there is something to be said about you showing up after not being somewhere for a while and then telling your brother how it's going to be.
Well, if he can't handle that, then he's obviously not old enough to take on a council position. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
No, I know. I'm not saying that wasn't necessarily something that needed to be said. I just think that from his sister, whom he is only seeing at certain times, and then is directing how his life is going to change, I don't know. I think that's at least hard to take.
Well, he's an Enerath. He has to toughen up a little bit. Because my mother would have said that in a much different way.
No, I think she would have said it like that.
Excuse me?
It also seemed like his whole life he's been told when Zarus is out of the way, he's going to be the Archmage. And so it makes sense that Zarus is out of the way and he expects to be Archmage. And also he, like, because clearly he hasn't dealt with any of the trauma ever as an Anorath. So he maybe just he might have just put a lot of eggs in that basket. Sorry, we're in the ocean. A lot of fish eggs in that basket.
Okay. Oh, you mean a lot of eggs in the primordial crab. Okay,
There
I
you
get
go.
it.
How old was Ashar?
I don't know.
Is it Gen 2000? I don't know.
Why?
Sorry. No, sorry, he didn't say that. How old was Zarus?
Oh, he was at least 180. Why? He could have been older, I suppose. I don't see how. Well, I guess actually, magic.
Yeah, that's true.
Why?
What's Zarus' last name?
Anagath?
Okay. All right, just making sure. And like looking at Milo, this like look of like clearly not being very like I don't think that Raylor's very good at being able to be like secretive. And that, so just like kind of giving Milo a look of like, you want to take over?
Was there anything important in that letter? I mean, obviously there was, if it was important enough to strike down whoever was reading it.
Yeah, somebody didn't want anyone reading that. Well, your brother mentioned specifically out loud, so maybe
Okay.
maybe
That's good to
paraphrase
know.
next time, Raylor. Just not as a like criticism, but as
You
a like.
told me to read it to you.
Well, now we both know. This isn't a criticism. This isn't a value judgment. This is just a request. If that situation comes up again, maybe we paraphrase. That would probably be a better way forward.
If I read
Eldryn,
something from, okay, yeah, great. If I read something from them again, I'll make sure that I paraphrase if I'm reading it out loud.
Can I?
That's a perfect. So we were reading a letter.
Okay.
Raylor was reading a letter for me because I can't read. I can't read your scribbles down here.
Okay.
And it was talking. It was, you know how Zarus like to talk in really tight circles of like.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of. It was a lot of that.
Is that how his books were,
Raylor? It all sounded really profound, but like I don't know if it actually meant something.
Okay. He mentioned the Watchers, though.
Yeah.
Anything important related to what I saw?
Kind of seems like he was denied access, denied entrance to.
He wanted to be part of their club?
Seemed like maybe, yeah.
Is this man?
And then he signed the bottom. Zarus Anas.
Why?
I think in that moment, you see the mirror kind of like push through, and you see Ashar come back. Because that was his name. We'll pause you guys there.
Milo uses the bracelet. Eldryn, Ashar's here.
You use the bracelet to what?
To tell me that Ashar
to tell Eldryn that Ashar was here.
Okay,
she
great.
gave me her bracelet.
Asked for that. Yep, beautiful. Oh, that's good. I love that. Sorry, I missed that. Cool. Meanwhile,
Utter chaos.
What? What?
You're just gonna just stare at us then? You have to kill the Raven Queen?
Yes, Gore. That's why.
You say that like I should have known this. What is happening?
You wanted to know why I looked like I saw a ghost. It's 'cause I saw him. The name I can't say.
Right.
There's a name you can't say?
Yeah.
Valdani,
Can I say it?
Valdani, can you call Jack in here?
Yeah. You see Valdani goes get Jack.
Is this the Venus flytrap guy? The Grim Reaper guy.
Yeah. Yes, Gore. That one.
Fuck.
I think you can say the name.
Okay. I just want to be sure. I feel like I've already said too much today.
Well, someone say the name.
Venice Sepa. Did I say it right? Don't look so shocked, Saren. God.
Jack comes in. All right. I didn't realize you needed me in here to do this, but Guar, we have to punish you for telling those gross stories, so come on.
Gross stories or ghost stories?
Yes, now, come on.
Well, you're gonna punish me, huh? I don't know if Broomhilda will be happy about that.
All right, no one thought that was funny, and that was some of my best work.
Can you two stop flirting for like 5 seconds?
I'll try.
Thank you. Oh my god, Gore. I'm gonna ignore him. Okay. So, I've said a couple things relating to this to you guys, but basically, when we were in Anoria, we defeated this creature that was possessed by Tall, which is who were the voice. Yes.
He's my
Guar
mortal enemy.
Yeah, Guar can tell you more about that later. But
No, Guar can talk about it now.
I'm gonna wait. Sarah needs to say this.
Oh, okay, all right.
We'll get to that.
I imagine Jack is as disruptive as Guar.
Oh yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Yeah, 1000%. We killed the thing that was possessed, and the possession went to me, and they tried to save me with this potion that the Archmage gave us, and it killed me, and I ended up in this place, and Wilbur tried to come save me because he can do crazy go into people's minds shit. I don't know. I ended up somewhere, possibly the Shadowfell. I still don't truly know, but to save myself and Wilbur, I made a deal. I signed a contract that I couldn't read, which people keep reminding me of.
It was a very bad idea.
And it was, but with that entity that Guar said, I was tasked to reap a soul, one per day. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I didn't know where they went. And then I learned, and ever since I've been trying to get out of it or figure out some way to, I don't know, fix what I've done. And then that whoever was on that ship got into Cosfear's head, and the Raven Queen's this entity's enemy, and I guess she's looking for me, and he wants her soul. And if I get that for him, he'll get rid of my contract. Or at least that's what he says.
I look at Jack and Lucia, and I'm like, I think from what I understand, I don't want to speak for you, Saren, but I think it's like, imagine two neighboring taverns, and they're both trying to outdo each other. And you know, this one has really good deals on meat, and this one has really good deals on ale, and then this one has entertainment, and then this one has more entertainment, but they're just fighting each other all the time to see who's the better tavern.
Wow, we understand what competition means.
That's like what's happening with the. So yeah, I think he wants a monopoly on death.
Saren, I want to be very clear on this. You did say you wanted Veldani in here, right? Okay. Yeah,
I'm just trying to help.
You see Veldani's eyes go black.
Oh, is it because of what I said about the taverns?
I don't know if you see it, Guar, but Saren, you see it.
Okay.
I still want to say it.
Okay.
It's good. It's a good business advice. I mean,
Is that gonna be a problem?
There are times that I can control it, but I didn't do that.
oh,
Fantastic. Okay. Yeah.
shit.
I can go there. Or to them.
It's fine.
It might be worth
What?
doing to maybe find out more information.
I don't want to
How
ask
did you
any more
see
of you guys,
this person?
but
Where were you when you saw this?
I was going to try to find a book and see if Cosvere had something, and I think he used Cosvere to appear to me, and now he knows everything, and it's everything that he's against.
Okay. You see, there is a moment. I rolled good, but not. There is a moment of like a flash of like this kind of like bright, sort of like pink, kind of like lightning, like energy, kind of come off to the corner of Veldani's eyes, and staring at Saren. Is my brother okay?
He's okay.
Okay.
He just hates this even more than I do. And I've been living with it for weeks.
Okay.
But
well,
I go check on him. But after that, if you would be willing to, I don't know, help me sort through this, I would be grateful. But I understand if you don't want any part of it.
if my brother is okay, like you say, we will work on this together, okay? But if he's not, God's help you.
If he's
son.
not, you can kill me.
Hey, no. That's not. Listen, that's not gonna be.
No.
Veldani, I can heal him if he needs it.
Guar, you don't have say in this right now, but
That's-
Guar can heal, but he doesn't trust me right now, and I need you to make sure he's okay. For the both of us.
Guar, roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah. Oh, that's way better. Okay, 25.
25. Do you need to be here for this conversation? Looking at Guar.
I mean, I don't want you to kill Saren.
Do you need to be here for this conversation as I go to my brother?
No.
Okay.
Do I need to be here, Saren?
Please go with her, in case he does need healing.
Of course.
You and Veldani leave? Guar, there is a sense of, like, Veldani has been in the very short amount of time that you've known her, has been very, like, not, like, necessarily, like, light, but, like, very, like, jokey and, like, very, like, you know, has even been able to kind of, been able to even, like, make light of, like, heavy sort of situations, but apparently when you're talking about her brother, it's just a full 180.
Right.
And you kind of, like, are reminded by that point in time when it is similar to when Castian, like, that same sort of protective factor kind of came in, where she did, like, a very quick 180.
Yeah, and I think I'd probably, as we're walking, I'd just be like, protective of your people. I respect that.
Thank you. I care about them.
One protective person to another, I could see that you would kill for them, and I would kill for my people too. So I get it.
She stops for a second, looks at you. It's a full-time job sometimes.
Boy, is it. We're just trying to help, though, right?
If they let us.
We should hang out more.
I mean, you're like friends.
Listen, Castian's a wonderful guy. I'm not trying to get in the way. I've got Brimhilda. We're not trying to do anything like that. I just respect you.
No, I expect. I mean, like, I'm saying this, like, and you guys are continuing. We were walking and talking, but, like, I'm saying this because, like, you know, I know that there's some confusion on the ship for some things, but I want to be very clear for me, you know, and I'm good there.
Valdani, you will get no attempts on my part. I have my hands full as it is, in a good way.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so we're at the door now. So I would say,
sure. After you, it's your brother. I'm just here
Depending
to help.
on how this is behind this door, we might be at opposite ends. Do you understand?
Valdani, I'm just trying to help, and if my I'm not needed, I'm happy to step out.
Okay. She opens the door. You see Cossphere is leaning over the desk. You can see he is sweating. He is writing, but seems to be very, like... there's even less, like, I think you've seen him at least like once or twice, and like he never really looks like he has like a lot of like color to his skin, but there's even less now.
I would probably let Valdani take the lead on this.
Yeah, cool. Good call. Valdani, immediately starts to talk to her brother in languages they speak.
Tiefling?
Yeah.
It would be, I think Tiefling is...
And is it Infernal?
Infernal, yeah.
Infernal.
Yeah. Guar, do you speak Infernal?
I do not. I speak Celestial.
Cool.
The opposite.
Cool. So I'm gonna roll. There's a couple things here. Okay, good. All right. You see, Guar, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Yeah. That's my medicine. +1. Fantastic. Ooh, 19 on the die. Okay. Dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, cool. Cosfer does not look good, but it is not something that looks to be a physical ailment. However, you have a specific ability that is useful in this instance involving your healing hands.
Right. So I will... First, I'll get consent.
You see Veldani kind of looks... Okay. Like speaks in common. Okay. Cosfer, I'm gonna have Guar take a look at you. Okay.
Cosfer, is it okay if I put my hands on you? Okay. I'm trying to look. It's I can cure a disease or neutralize a poison. So for 5 HP. So I will. Okay, this might feel a little weird, but just give it a second. It'll work. And I put my hands on his shoulders, and spend 5 HP.
Cool. Guar, give me a. You'll probably be able to handle this, but go ahead and roll me a. As if you're. Roll me a d20 and add your spell casting modifier.
Okay. Spell casting. Okay. That is a 16.
Okay, great, cool. Something comes out of him into your hands that I would say is probably like the equivalent of like a black sort of like shadowy sort of thing that is like fighting you. You can go. You win. You go ahead and describe to me what you do here.
So I think as I'm doing that, I feel like going up into my hands, I would immediately remove my hands from him and kind of like move my way to like the porthole or whatever in this room, and try to just kind of like Hadoken it out of the porthole.
Cool. Yeah. As you do, you see there is a rather large looking like sea creature that comes up out of the water and immediately gets hit by that and seems to sink down into it as if being called to it.
Oh, fuck. I just keep it to myself. Okay. I keep it to myself. Coster, are you okay?
Yeah.
Put my hand on his shoulder, like you had seemed like you were having a rough time there. It's can I get you anything? You know, I think there might be some potatoes left in the window, some chicken, some bisected grapes. Are you hungry?
Do you know what she is?
Well, it's kind of new, but we just said we loved each other, and I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I don't know how much time we have left to spend together, but I'm really happy with how things are going so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But
you hear Valdonica speak up. I think my brother is talking about Sam.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And I assume you know now, too.
I wish I didn't.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I put my hand out and say, of course. You and the crew have done so much for us already, and I just wanted to repay it, and I'm glad to help.
Kind of cautiously sort of takes your hand and full dead fishes it.
Gore hates it, but he doesn't show it.
Yeah. I imagine like a warrior so much worse of like, dude, just grab it. What are you doing?
Just be here with me. Yeah. Come on, just give it. Give me that.
Just give it.
Just give it. And Gore will be wiping his hand off later. Just in principle.
I mean, it is probably still pretty sweaty. Like he was like,
Oh, I don't care about that.
like
It's
cold
just
sweat.
It's the grip.
So yeah.
It's the vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know as much as I can know what she is. I do, but man, have you seen her in battle though? Holy fucking shit! All the people that are with us, even the ones that disappeared, I have fought with many people in my life. I would put all 4 of them. They would all be my officers. I trust them all with my life. I'm a little scared of Saren.
You should be.
Good, my instincts are correct. That's fantastic. For what it's worth, I would imagine you would have relayed this, Saren, but like, for what it's worth, I don't think she needs to take anything right now. I think that's been suspended. So I don't think any of us are in danger of having our souls taken anytime soon.
You are connected to a god.
I am, yeah. He's great.
How do you accept someone who does what she does as a friend?
Because for all the mocking and the demeaning that she can do for my intelligence or seeming lack thereof, she's put her life in front of mine, and I've put my life in front of hers. And that's a bond you can't easily shake. And my God favors justice and truth. And there is no greater love or greater truth than someone putting their life on the line for someone that they care about. Have you been in battle, Cosfear?
No, I have other ways to help.
Oh yeah, you're a cleric, right?
Among other things.
Hey, clerics are important in battle too.
I'm not that type of cleric.
Oh. Pacifist?
No. You see Valdani kind of jumps in because Valdani's dying from this conversation that her brother's having. He summons things from the dead to help us from time to time.
Oh shit, you're a necromancer?
I want to make it very clear what I do is very different.
Oh. I apologize if that was insulting.
No, I'm saying I'm sorry. He wouldn't be laughing. I am a necromancer, but there is a very In my line of work, there is a line that you cross that moves you from a skilled person trying to do good.
Yeah.
To a skilled person that does not care for good.
I see. Having been on both sides of that myself, I know how hard it is to walk close to that line. But some situations call for it. It is not pretty. But war is never pretty. Whether it's a full-scale assault, or a siege, or a war of wits. All the same.
Sometimes the end justifies the means.
As much as I hate to say so. Yes. You have to make very difficult decisions sometimes.
I appreciate the honesty. I have a lot to think on.
Understood. Come find me if you're hungry.
I won't.
Okay. But if you don't have your strength, then what the fuck do you have, you know?
Yeah, I guess. You see Valdani kind of steps in and goes, if my brother is hungry, I will find you. Figure
All right.
it out. It's
Fine,
just-
fine.
You okay? Yeah, okay.
Hey, get some rest, Cosfear. Let me know if you need anything.
He won't, but I will.
Okay. All right, fine. Bye, Cosfear.
Valdani kind of follows you. Actually, I just at least beyond the door.
Sure. I'd probably follow her out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm very glad it did not come to what it may have.
what would it have come to?
You don't want to know.
Maybe he doesn't want to know what I would do to defend myself. So there.
She stops, turns around, and goes, No. Like my brother said, he avoids confrontation. It will do with me.
Oh, that'll be a good one, honestly. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen people that are relatively my own height. I mean, that would be at least a challenge, you know?
Yeah, actually it has been a while since I've been maybe we'll be able to be on the same side on something that we could watch each other work.
Hey, you're welcome to join me in the morning for my morning ritual if you want. Always use a good sparring partner.
I hate waking up in the morning.
Oh, I do too.
That worked, right? Did Eldryn show up?
Oh, I don't know. She disappeared, so I don't know.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
It's all right. I think she had good intentions, and I think it was ultimately probably the right move. I just really don't like when we get split up. It has not gone well in the past.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Word of advice?
Sure.
Get the ship. Very hard for people to leave.
That's an excellent point. So how'd you and Cassian meet?
Oh, so There was one time I was walking through his village and Saren, Lucia, and Jack. What did... You left out some things.
Like what?
From the first conversation we had, you left out some things.
Wasn't exactly something I could say over a sending room. I wanted to wait till I was here to explain everything I've been through.
Well, we're with you. Unless, unless Cospear's hurt, and then if that's true, honestly, I would be worried for Guar.
Yeah. He seemed okay, besides being, morally against everything that he witnessed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, you know him and his line. I don't know if he's ever talked to you about that, but that's the do not cross this, and it's the longest conversation. I can't get her accent now. It's the longest conversation we've ever had, honestly, about that. He was very adamant and specific on that. For the record, for me, I mean, soul that needs to be taken. I mean, first off, that seems to be way above my head, and secondly, there's plenty of evil people in the world. I'm sure there's enough to send them on their way.
It's been interesting so far. And I didn't even know where they were going at first. I did it to survive and got myself in this whole mess. And I don't... At
question.
least... Yeah. Yes.
So before this, if you didn't take a life after several days, what would happen?
I kind of started to disappear and would eventually be drugged down to the Shadowfell to serve him for an eternity. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, assuming that, because, we were on a ship and you never know what's going to happen, at a certain point you could absolutely get pulled out to sea, and being at sea for longer than you thought you were. Did you think about that? And if so, then who? Lucia just goes, you don't need to answer that. Jack, really? I'm just curious. That must have thought kind of crossed your mind. I would say Zenfir would be the best.
No, I wasn't gonna let that happen. No. None of you, and none of my crew either. I've gone a couple days without doing it before.
You could also have done your crew as well. I have one idea in mind that would have been maybe a boon for some of us. And you see Lucia just full cuts him off. He goes, all right, no, we don't need to talk about that because that is not an issue anymore. Right.
Exactly.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, so now I have to kill a god that's, according to him, not a god.
I thought the Raven Queen was the good one.
Honestly, At this point, I don't know. We were in the Shadowfell at one point, and me and Eldryn and Noros all lost some of our memories to her, so that didn't seem very good. But beyond that, I really don't know that much. Other than, him and her, they hate each other. For whatever reason, that gods hate each other because they all want to own the souls. I don't know. This...
Maybe they're really into each other.
Maybe?
That's probably it.
Yeah.
That area of hate and lust is that line is often very... Anyway, gods.
Just another god or horribly powerful being that we have to add to our list to deal with in some way or another.
The door opens and you see Guar and Veldani kind of walk through and so anyway, so then that night was great. He's fine. Thanks to your friend.
Talking about me.
Okay, hold on. I gotta roll a couple things. Kayla, you created this character. I'm going to give you kind of the reins here without having to give any details. How... You can message me this if you'd like. How crazy was this story?
Technically, they met on the ship.
Cool.
But...
Yeah, that's fair.
But what they did after they met.
Yeah, like, it would be something like... What? Because Castian was on the ship before they found Veldani and Cosvere. So, some crazy thing that happened after that.
Yeah, the village, like, she was through a village and Castian was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so Guar, you come
let's
back
go
after
for it.
hearing that story, at the end of that story.
Well, that was a roller coaster. I don't even know what a roller coaster is, but it seems like that would be the appropriate word for it.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Anyways, what are we talking about?
That was fun. Hey, me and Broomhilda, we collapsed a waterfall, so that was pretty crazy.
I'm gonna roll to see if she's here.
I really hope so.
Oh my god, we didn't... that wasn't why the waterfall collapsed. She appears out of nowhere. I can't find her thing.
I knew you were here, and are you sure about that?
How would I not be sure, Guar?
Are you sure about that? That's why?
You tell me how I would not be sure about that. You hear right on cue, Jack just goes like, listen, we're all adults here, please. Share the story and we'll find out, details of whether or not that was...
It was the first time, too. I was like...
That was not that... Pause there. Cool. You both are facing... Ashar Anas. In the flesh.
He just told us that Zaris' last name was Anas.
Was Anas, yeah.
Eldryn just looks at him, skeptical. Okay. So was Anagath a fake name?
No.
Is Anas a fake name?
No.
Okay, can you give more context?
If the person that you have spent your extended time with did not want to indulge that secret, perhaps he was family. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Did he open that piece of paper I gave him?
He did. At the end.
That place that you brought him, I had a vision, and that was in it. Where is that? What is it?
It's a place where your world meets mine.
Okay.
Like a doorway.
Like multiple doorways. There used to be more. Technically, there still is. But this is the only official one left.
So is it a doorway? Like, is it like a different plane? Like plane of water? Or is it a what is going on?
That is a very complicated question.
Okay, then what can you tell us about Tall or the Watchers? Or did you see the symbol that I drew for him?
I did not, but I am aware of the Unseen.
Okay, so who are those people and why didn't my god know about them?
To be honest with you, that is a difficult question to... The only reason I even know about them is because I was around when they came. The living light.
Okay.
They, the Unseer, the Azure, created it.
Created what? The
living light. An answer to a question that no one was asking. After they took the primordials that ruined your plane, bottled them in those rods. Years and years and years went by. But I guess I don't know why they did it, but there was continuing experimentation on being able to grasp a little bit of what that power is. And assuming that the world needed a version of that, obviously it blew up in their faces.
What do you know about Tall?
I was there when he arrived. He was the smallest of all of them. Which is probably why he was able to slip under the radar. Eldryn, you know that's not true.
Yeah. Do I feel like that's what he believes, or he's lying?
Roll me an insight check.
Can I guide myself?
Add a know your truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 19.
23.
Okay. Both of you think that he believes that.
What do we? So I'm trying to go through my notes, but I have 700 pages. What do we know? We know that he wasn't destroyed because of Cerilius was supposed to take care of it. It's not that he just like squeaked by or whatever. It was like a conscious
Correct.
choice. Okay.
It was a conscious choice because Cerilius didn't want to do his job because he
Is Cerilius.
Because of Broomhilda, right?
because of Broomhilda, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ultimately
so
because of Broomhilda, yeah.
Yeah. So Eldrin's not going to say any of that. Okay, so she just nods. Okay. What about weaknesses? How do we defeat him? Do you know? Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just... Do you know what a virus is?
Is it the
Those
same
little
thing as a
demons,
cold?
right?
What'd you say, Jamie?
It's those
Little
little demons, right? That like get inside your body.
Or is it the same thing as a cold?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Disease.
Oh, yes, I know what a disease is. I'm a cleric. Yes.
Well, okay, cleric. How do you keep a disease from running rampant?
I use the power that Persona gave me and I cure it.
All right, pretend for a second that you're not a poster child for your god. How do you
Excuse
actually
me?
do it?
I haven't had to deal with that. You deal with the sickness, I suppose.
When we'd get sick at home, Mom would make one of us stay in the small bedroom, and everybody else would sleep out in the bigger bedroom.
The healthy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. A virus starts out very small. It gets bigger the more it comes into contact with others, the more things to feast upon. You asked me, how do we get rid of it? What is the weakness? I laughed because it would have been much easier to get rid of a long time ago.
Yes, I'm aware. And now the primordials, the people who are responsible for all of this, I point to Wilbur who's in the corner, have entrusted a wombat to do their work for them.
My frustrations on the primordials, on that we agree.
They can't clean up their own mess, so they send us to do it.
All right, we don't 100% agree. The reality is that the primordials have been the main area of issue involving anything in the material plane. I am aware of how that seems. How that could seem, what's the word you use?
Petty prejudice.
Surprising to come from me.
Oh.
Hypocritical, I believe. But I can assure you I have no interest in changing the plane. But at this point it might be too late.
Okay.
Are you aware the currents are changing?
I've been told. Why? Do you know? I have an emergency council meeting soon, and I would like to have some information to give them.
It's best that they stay in the dark, if I'm honest.
Why?
Because fear of something unknown still has doubt.
If this goes poorly and I don't tell them,
You'll be
no
no
one's
worse
get
off than if they didn't know.
just like him. You don't give answers.
All right, well, let's do this. Your world is on the brink of oblivion.
Okay.
And the
How do we
reason,
fix that?
The reason it is on the brink of oblivion is because there were people in power like you who chose to do nothing, and now it is too late to do anything on any sort of massive public scale.
I don't accept that it's not too late if we're still breathing.
That's fine. You can take that to, I assume, Prasanna, wherever you're going.
So that's it. We're all just going to die because we're on the brink of oblivion. You're fine with your children dying? I mean, I know you haven't been part of their lives, but
I would be very careful, Princess, in the words you choose next. I didn't say it was hopeless. I was saying that anything involving public eye is long past. Now, we need specifically skilled people.
So do we
Like
have
my son.
Do we have an option
Okay.
B for a plane of if this world is headed for oblivion? Is if turning back the
I'm in trouble hearing you, Jamie.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I don't want to use the phrase. Milo looks at Eldryn. I don't want to use the phrase. If we can't turn the tide back, can we? Is there? I guess yeah. Is there a planet B? Is there a like the next steps beyond surviving oblivion, or are we just all gonna pack it in and go to our respective gods or underworlds?
He looks at you long at that statement, specifically when you said Planet B.
Hmm.
No. Not for you.
And for who? What is it a deem can do?
Don't know if I ever got to thank you for giving me a chance to give for getting in contact with my son. The whole of this city of Zajar believes in a prophecy. Something that is designed to do the very thing that will remove what I believe to be any sort of mark of those that are not Jinn on this world. There will be no true material plane left. But I am only able to say this belief in secret, as many of my kind are assuming that this, at best, they're believing that their creators, their ancestors, technically your ancestors as well, are not angry with the world. They just want to put it back to where it was.
So that's just, what does that leave the rest of us?
The world being put to where they believe it to need to be. Something that they weren't able to agree on thousands of years ago, and they're not going to be able to agree on now. But my kind, the people of Zajar, do not believe that. They don't know. Prophecy states that those 6 are the ones that are going to bind and therefore release these rods, the ancestors, our primordial forefathers and foremothers. And that will bring justice, freedom. I am told by my son that we already are aware of where one of them are.
He told you only one?
Last we spoke.
When did you speak last?
Why does that matter? It would be useful to make sure that we're all on the same side here.
I just am wanting to understand why he wouldn't tell you that we know where.
That is none of your concern.
Okay, then fine, I won't share my information with you.
My son and I have a complicated relationship. That's all you need to know.
I would imagine so.
If these rods, if the primordials are released from them, is that the goal or not the goal? What
Depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
If you're asking me, there's no way to destroy what has possibly never been created. But there is we find a way to hide them once again. Put them in a place that no one will ever be able to find them. Any deity, any being of any kind.
I mean, that works for a few of them we know about, but not all of them.
What do you mean?
One of them's inside of a child. That's the one you know about.
He has not told me specifics, but I have learned.
Wait, Kayla, do we know where 4 of them are or just 3? We know Alistair's,
The
the Maple
rods.
Leaves one, and Alyssa. I thought there was a 4th that we knew about, but
I mean, there is a
maybe not.
4th.
There is a 4th, but we don't know where it is, right?
No.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. So Eldryn just says, we know for sure where 2 are. We have a location for the 3rd. And possibly one for the 4th. Because we know that Guar's, that guy, is looking in this in that one place that we thought that maybe the guy from Dwendelver that Mike
He went to Maple Leafs.
Oh, he went to Maple Leafs. Okay. So we only know 3. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, so I just say that. I say we know definitively where 2 are, and we think we know where a 3rd is.
Have you shared this information with my children?
I've told Grian, and Grian is with your children, so I don't know what has been shared with them or not.
Good. That is in a better place than... Well, yes and no. If you know, then that means others would as well. There would be no good in releasing them. Coming from a djinn hopefully means something to you in that.
How long were you under Tal's influence?
Just under 20 years.
Do you know of anyone else in Honoria that's been compromised?
There was a trident that and describes the previous.
So it describes Ireland.
Yeah.
She wasn't under his control. She was influenced by the Ixochitl, which I suppose were influenced by Tal. But she wasn't. That doesn't matter. She's gone now.
If we're playing favorites in a game of understanding what's best for the world, then I rescind all of my statements about my kind.
What was
Eldryn
it
just
like
said,
being a sea slug?
That wasn't what I was. That was my connection to the material world.
I don't understand your last statement. I need you to speak plainly.
I cannot die on this plane. I am a Marid.
Okay, all I know about Marid is I was taught not to trust you, so I didn't know you couldn't die on this plane.
Not surprising. Why does that question matter?
Which one? If it's Milo's, it's because he's curious.
And also you were... I mean, yeah, the sea slug you was kind of cute. I just wanted to know if it felt as cute.
No. wanted to be able to maintain communication with with Zaris.
Was Zaris a son of yours?
No. No.
I feel like I just have so many more questions. So, you're saying that I should not share with my father about the currents?
I don't see it why to worry them about something that would ultimately revolve around the rods. But I leave that to you, Princess. It is your domain. I am not trying to tell you how to run it.
Okay. It's I don't know how to do this, if you can tell. I'm sure you can.
I can tell.
Thanks. This is too much information. I am not skilled in this. I don't rule this kingdom. This isn't my domain yet. I've been to one council meeting. I don't know why Zaris thought it was me who he should share information with.
Zaris was a complicated being. I used to think that was the Trident side.
Yeah, I'm aware he's complicated. I grew up with him.
I will say, the one thing that you do seem to have that those in power seem to lack. We are in short supply of those that are willing to question the decisions before they make them. That I do not believe is a weakness.
Okay.
Will Zaris be able to make his way back to this plane?
Zaris had a choice. He was not a fan of the gods. I respect his decision.
I'm also not a fan of having a succession plan.
Well, he had a plan, it just was expedited, I think. He really hated the gods, though. He was really not like...
Yeah, Raylor's here, I forgot. Yeah, like, Raylor. Yeah, that was, I mean, it's gone, but not a fan.
You should have never gone to the Shadowfell with us.
Did Raylor just hold up infinite jest?
Just like, yeah. There was something in my hands and it's no longer there, is what he was saying. My cousin was never going to listen to me. I don't know why he would be listening to you in that.
I asked him to go. He didn't ask. He said that he was fine and that it was something he'd always wanted to do.
As I said, it had nothing to do with you giving him permission. In regards to succession, I'm sure he knew a little bit about what I knew. And Eldryn, Princess, with all due respect, the last thing you need to worry about is who will be succeeding him if there is no world to succeed.
Should have used his brain and his information in this. I don't understand him.
He was half Arid. We're very confusing. Some of us.
Probably so many more questions, but for some reason this is the only thing that's in my head right now. What on earth is a train? What is a train? Why did they talk about a train? What is it?
Who talked about a train?
The people with the blue eyes, the ones that watched everything. The ones I tried to find information about Tall. I used a spell. It was supposed to tell me about him, and instead I see all these creatures, always two of them, two figures watching, similar cloak and eyes, and that symbol, and just all these different places that were somehow connected. One of them I shouldn't even have known about. I was dead at the time, but I saw it. It was also very...
The place that you heard about the train, where were you? What did you see?
I was sitting in a house here in Imea in a hut.
That's not what I was asking. I was asking, what did you see? What made you say the word train?
They said they're on the train. It's only a matter of time. The ones with the glowing eyes, that's what they said.
Where were they when they said it?
They were on a building looking over a construct.
Was there sand?
Yes. It looked horrible and hot.
Abravar.
What is Abravar?
You people have a lot to learn about your world. I need to go.
How are we supposed to learn it if this was knowledge that not even Persona knew?
That's not possible.
That's what I thought.
Then your god is keeping things from you.
Excuse me?
Everyone in power is going to have some sort of reason to do things that they do. More often than not, the more power they have, the smaller the reasons. Good luck, Princess. I'm sure we will see each other again. I am in your debt.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Our loss.
So thanks for not kicking my ass this time.
Good luck. He touches the amulet and disappears. And with that, we'll end tonight's session. We'll see you guys next week.